What if I told you that there are a few uncommon habits that you could do that could give you 50 plus hours back every single week? That's 200 hours a month. That's enough time to learn a language to fluency, learn how to play the guitar, or even start a YouTube channel. So in this video, I want to break down 5 uncommon habits I do that literally save me 50 plus hours of time every single week. And that's not even an exaggeration. I literally calculated this. For each of the habits, I'll also be sharing how much time you can save by implementing this. And so I'll probably have like a counter somewhere here going on. The first habit is to restrict your time. This is something that I learned from hanging out with a lot of super successful entrepreneurs, but I noticed that they would intentionally restrict their time even if they have nothing going on afterwards. And they could be stuff for like time being spent in meetings or time spent on emails or even just eating. So one example where I've implemented time restriction is with working out. I used to go to the gym and I would have a workout plan where I would not leave until I finished it completely. But this meant that the workout length would vary from day to day depending on how well I was rested or how hard the lifts were. And so sometimes my workout would be like an hour and sometimes it would be like an hour and a half. Once I started doing time restriction, I only allowed myself 50 minutes to work out every single day. So if I was at the gym, I would only allow myself to work out for 50 minutes and then I would have to leave. Or if I was going for a run, I would have to run for only 15 minutes. And this pretty much just forced me to become more efficient in my workouts. Like if I wanted to hit the same workout plan, I just had to do it faster and I had to rest less often. And if I wanted to run a certain amount of miles, then that meant that I have to run a little bit faster than normal. Even though sometimes I wouldn't be able to finish the workout, if you think about it, you're still reaping most of the benefits of working out for 50 minutes versus 75 minutes. So just for working out, I estimate that this probably saves me about 30 minutes a day, which comes out to 3 hours a week. I also do time restriction for things like showering, cleaning, going through emails, morning routines, and this probably saves me another 4 hours a week. In total, time restriction saves me about 7 hours a week. The second habit is probably a little bit uncommon, but it's to avoid cooking. Really, I should say that the habit is batching, where you do like a week's worth of tasks in one day. But the place where batching has made the biggest difference for me is cooking all my meals in one day. Cooking, preparing food, and even deciding what to eat will probably cost you 10 to 20 hours a week. And so if you want to save time, I recommend either meal prepping or just eating out or ordering food entirely. Now that I've done it a bunch of times, I can pretty much prepare a whole week's worth of food in about 3 hours. And if I'm efficient, that also includes like going to the grocery because I would know exactly what I need to get. Not only does it ensure that I can have perfect macros and hit all my nutritional targets, I also don't need to spend any time thinking about what I'm going to eat, like going to the grocery store or doing the dishes. Usually I only meal prep 6 out of 7 days a week so that I still have one day, which is about like 3 meals that I can still eat out with friends or eat whatever I want. So it's only during the week where I only care about like nutrients and I don't care about taste that I want to eat a meal prepped food. I think ordering food is slightly better than cooking, but it's still not as efficient because you still have to pick what you want to eat. You have to wait for the person to deliver it and you have to get the food. One unexpected benefit you might have with meal prepping too is that you will also just have a higher predictability of how you will feel after your meals. Because if you're fluctuating in what you're eating every day, then your mood and your energy levels will also fluctuate every single day. Like someday you might eat more carbs and you'll feel more tired, so you are less efficient. That's the same as losing time. Or on other days, you might eat too little and then you have to spend more time to find more food. So having a predictable meal plan is a super big time saver. Doing this probably saves me about 2 hours a day because I can just prepare and eat my food in about 10 minutes. So that's roughly 14 hours a week saved. The third habit is to avoid cleaning, which is also uncommon. But I would actually categorize the actual habit as removing time-intensive tasks entirely. But for me, the most time-intensive task is cleaning. So it's really to reduce cleaning as much as possible. One of the benefits of meal prepping is that you spend way less time cleaning, like doing the dishes, and you only have to clean once for preparing the food. And if you meal prep in these disposable containers like I do, then you also don't spend any time doing the dishes throughout the week. But even with drinking protein shakes or pre-workout shakes, I used to have a shaker bottle that I would have to shake up and clean every single day, which probably took about 5 to 10 minutes a day, but that's still about an hour to 2 hours a day of just cleaning that bottle. So what I do now is that I just funnel the protein or amino acid into a disposable water bottle, and then when I'm done with it, I can just recycle it. I would say these small changes save me about 30 minutes a day of cleaning, so that's 3 hours. And I would say that anything that you have to clean every week is probably something that you could try to become more efficient at and to save time on. Like for example, I used to do my laundry about once a week, but I found that I only needed to do it once a week because I didn't have enough socks and underwear. So once I got more, I could just do it once every 2 weeks, which saves me 2 hours a week. So what are we at now? We're at like 21 plus 3 plus 2, like 26 hours. Yeah, it's pretty good. I know some people, they might say that they really enjoy cooking or cleaning, but for me personally, I would just rather put that time into finishing a book or pursuing something that I'm passionate about. The fourth habit is to track your time. I made a whole video about this if you want to check it out. This is what the thumbnail looks like, but this is one of the biggest hacks that you can do to see where it is that you're wasting time. The only way you can objectively save time is to be aware of how much time you're spending on your tasks currently. And the habit of time tracking has become a lot easier once you use certain apps. The video that I made, I shared one of the apps that I use that makes tracking my sleep and workouts automatic. But once I've gotten into the habit of tracking my time throughout the entire day, now I know exactly how many hours a week I'm sleeping, socializing, spending time with my family, girlfriend, and pursuing my hobbies. It only takes me a few minutes throughout the day to switch to timers, but the ROI is just so insane because I'm constantly auditing my time. It helps me stop procrastinating, keeps me focused on task, and also keeps me balanced in how I spend my time, which is your most valuable resource. There's like a ton of minor changes that I've made since I've started tracking my time to save more time, but to give you one concrete example, I started to avoid commuting to the gym. I saw that I was spending approximately 15 minutes per day just from door to door, driving, parking, and getting into the workout. And so that was roughly 30 minutes a day of just commuting back and forth between the gym, which equals around 3 to 4 hours. So instead, I've started to find ways where I can just work out at home, like with kettlebells, pull-up bars, and resistance bands. And on other days where I don't have enough time, I'll just go for a run, which literally takes 0 preparation time. The fifth habit is to use a dumb phone and computer. The most common place where people lose track of their time is probably on their phone and on social media. I found that the best solution is to not cut it out completely, but to create a healthy schedule so that I can keep in contact with my friends and also learn from YouTube videos. I've set up a few simple systems on my phone and computer, and just by doing that, it has saved me about 2 to 3 hours a day in screen time usage. That's roughly 20 hours a week saved just by optimizing my phone and computer, which is just insane if you think about it. So with that being said, I think that's a total of 50 hours. I think actually that's perfectly 50 hours. So yeah, let me know what you think if you try them. And if you have any other tips to save time, I would love to know. So leave a comment down below. If you're interested in checking out how I optimize my phone and computer to use social media in a healthy way, you can check out the videos here. I'm gonna have both of them here, like the phone one and the computer one. But I'll see you there. Let's get it.